My mic was muted. Okay, yeah, I forgot to make a thumbnail. Oops. So, yeah, and then I couldn't get my stream started until like 3 minutes before it was time for me to actually begin stream. Yeah, a lot to scuff, but we're here now, so... yeah. Right, today I'm just gonna be looking over some of my Street Fighter 6 replays. I'm gonna start with the ones where I lost, because I feel like those are gonna be the ones I'm gonna get exposed for me being bad at the game for. And then we'll go from there once I get through all those. Starting off with this stupid Zangief. This was a very funny Zangief player. I remember them. They landed some of the stupidest SPDs on me. I wasn't even mad, I was just laughing my head off the whole time. We're gonna see, though, if there was anything I could have done differently that would have gotten me the win. Here we go. Okay. Oh, there's the control panel. Okay, the thing about Zangief is that when he does that little, like, overhead kick thingy, I don't know what it's called, you can DI that on reaction is the thing. And that too if he charges his punch. But yeah, I'm immediately noticing my bad habit of just canceling into medium beam every time I hit a normal. Like, I guess in my head I want to fish for the knockdown, but... Okay, I could have anti-aired that. I'm not gonna make a note about it, because sometimes anti-airs get missed, but if it becomes a continuous... Oh. Okay, he just jumped over my projectile. Maybe I got a little too predictable there. I probably could have reacted to that. Oh! I thought he... Okay. I thought he was gonna SPD there. That's why I jumped. But then he jumps and does air SPD and hits me anyways. And I just mash. Wait, I think I mashed? Actually, hang on. Okay. Not sure what happened there, but I may have just not been blocking is the thing. Anyways, we both have a round. I gotta be able to stuff out those drive rushes a little better, is the thing. Okay, again, auto-canceling into my... Okay. Yeah, the anti-airs are becoming a problem, I'm realizing that. Just gonna make a note for more consistent anti-airs. Which is like, that's kind of something I already knew, but maybe writing it down will help me, like, note it better, you know? Okay, so yeah, SPD'd. I need to rewind, because that was so stupid. Alright. You gonna slow that down? Okay. So he hits me with the charge punch, I counter poke, and then I decide to go for something else because I have plus frames, and he decides to go for his level 3. Yeah. That was, I was not expecting that at all. I should have respected that level 3 a little more, but, like, sometimes I don't know what I'm supposed to... I tried to DI a jump in for some reason. Yeah, might want to work on those reactions a little bit. Okay. There's one more match against this Geef so let's see this one. I'm gonna slow it down to 0.8 just so that I have more time to process what's happening. Hits me with the sweep. Could I have anti-aired there? Alright, so I got knocked down. If we switch to player control. Okay. So going for back heavy punch doesn't work there. Could I have maybe done a... Yeah, I could have done that. Okay. Yeah, I could have done a core circle forward light kick there. Yeah, for some reason... What is the key? Use 236 light kick in I don't know what to call it, like situations where I'm not entirely sure back heavy punch will hit. I just didn't even try to anti-air that as the main issue. Yeah, because, like, I don't know how else to put it. It kind of gives the wrong idea, writing it this way, but it's kind of the best thing I can do, because the main issue here is that I'm just not using 236 light kick at all. And that's an issue, because in situations like that, where I'm kind of in a scrambly situation and need to anti-air quickly, back heavy punch is not going to work. So I just need to use this to get him off me and apply my pressure. Yeah. I just need to be better about... yeah. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I mashing there? Why am I mashing? Okay, I know that's plus. I know that Geef Headbutt is plus 8 or something. It is not something you can just mash. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. That was... What am I doing, man? What am I doing? Okay, yeah, took some damage for that. He drive rush SPDs. He drive rushes again. I jump expecting the SPD and hit him, but I don't get a combo off of it for some reason. Maybe I could have walked up to thrown there. He was not the... Like, he's pressing a decent amount of buttons, but he's not the mashiest individual. I don't know. I go for beam. Yeah, I'm actually not doing the worst job of dealing with Drive Rush. Did I just mash on Geef Headbutt again? And I wonder why I lost to this guy. I don't even remember doing that, man. I just... It's just so stupid. Why? Why am I doing this? I'm just giving the round away at that point. Okay, round 2. Let's see if I can... Okay, immediate Drive Rush, but I start with my Fireball so he doesn't hit me. Okay, I feel like I could have gotten a better confirm there, because that was punish counter crouch heavy punch. I wish there was a faster way to rewind this. Okay. There, so if we switch to player control. Okay, well, I missed the combo, but... Okay, I don't actually know what know the best combos to do there. I'm just coming up with it on the spot. Nope, that doesn't work. Hang on. I do have a Sunstock, so if I spent it, I could get some extra damage off of that. Yeah, that's a good amount of damage if I spent a Sunstock on it, but that obviously means I'm just gonna lab that. I'm gonna lab out a combo later, but right now is not the time. I'm just gonna end player control and go back to whatever I did end up doing. I do get some Sunstocks there, which is nice. That's a frame trap. What am I doing? Like if we go into the frame meter, like he did Drive Rush chop. Okay, so he hits me this frame with I block Drive Rush chop this frame. And I am in block stun here. And I immediately decide to try mashing a button, even though, maybe I just need to work on that mashing in general. I think that's his medium punch? Or is it forward medium? I don't know his I don't actually know what the input is for that chop move. I'm just trying to note it here so that I can Zangief. Yeah, it's a standing medium punch. Okay. And like, yes, he did Drive Rush, so there's less of a gap, but that's still like a 5-frame gap in general, and I don't think any of my lights would have been able to reach him. I think. I don't know. Anyways, continue. Again, suboptimal combo, could have done something, could have gone into the 214 heavy kick. Just using my Sunshots to control space. Okay. And then I hit him with... Then I, somehow anti-air him. I don't know how I anti-aired him there. But, yeah, I just deal some big damage to him. He's in burnout now. I go... Okay. I think I used teleport way too much as I was playing, is the thing. I'll bring it up if it causes me to lose, but... Okay. See, my anti-airs are fine. They're just sometimes a little inconsistent. Oh. Okay, what am I mashing on? What did I mash on this time? Seriously, is there a faster way I can rewind? Oh, like that. I can just use my mouse. Okay. So he hits me with the medium punch target combo. Alright, so I'm still in block stun here. My block stun just ended. I could have punished with a 5-frame normal, but but also, like, I could have also just reacted to that with a DI or something as well. It was my turn afterwards, I will say that. I do crouch medium punch there, and then I'm -1. I decide to go for crouch heavy punch for some reason, even though I'm -1, which is 12 frames, I believe. So that means there is a 13 frame gap for him to press any button he wants. Yeah, just yeah, I just keep pressing on minus frames for some reason, whether that's ones generated by him using a plus on block move, or just me trying to mash in between hits of a target combo, which I can't do that for. Okay. And then Drive Rush SPD. So he Drive Rushes again. I tried to interrupt with Crouch Medium Punch. He jumps out of his Drive Rush, and then SPDs after landing. Could I have anti-aired there, actually? Like, I didn't even... Like, it's another situation where I didn't even try, but... Alright, switch to player control. I'm gonna try that again. Oh yeah, I can absolutely anti-air him there if I catch a jump soon enough. But yeah, no. I should have at least tried to anti-air him in that case, because I knew I was dealing with a mix-up either way. Like, if he landed, I was just dealing with a mix-up. That's the thing. I should have at least tried to anti-air. I'm just gonna add a note to... Hang on, actually. How do I want to word this, genuinely? I don't know how I want to word this, tip. I've got 2 tips about anti-airs. I don't know. I guess I'm too afraid to use this move because I think they're gonna land and I'm gonna get it blocked, and then yeah. But at a certain point, I just need to stop being scared to use it. Like, okay. In safe jump situations, obviously, I just have to block. But in situations like that, I should at least try to use my 236 light kick. Okay. Ends player control. Yeah, I get hit by an SPD there. At that point, I'm just kind of laughing my head off because he's landed so many very stupid SPDs on me. And then he uses that on me. At that point, I was a little annoyed, but yeah, I probably could have just waited because he was too far away from me to do a true mix-up, and the stuff he could do from a distance, I could react to with something or just deal with. I think in that case, it would have been better for me to just, block on Wake Up. Yeah, I think I should have just blocked on Wake Up. If he tried to do a running bear grab, I would have seen it coming. Yeah. I didn't need to press that immediately on Wake Up. I guess my logic at the moment was like, oh, he's approaching me, I want to keep him away from me, and then he just uses that. My projectile's too slow for that, that's the thing. My projectile's a little too slow when he's that far away from me, and he uses something like that to hit me while I'm on Wake Up. Now granted, he probably should not have been using that on Wake Up. That is not the best idea. Actually, wait, hold up. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it would be the best option on Wake Up, but I'm trying to think of how I would counter it and hit him big for it. That move is solidly minus, but if he uses it from a distance like that, then it might not be. I don't even know. I'm just gonna move on. That geef was funny. Just gonna make a new notes sheet. Why wouldn't it resize? Okay, on to the next replay. Okay, so I lose one game to this Ingrid player, and then proceed to take the set back afterwards. Yeah, I say we can watch it. I say we can watch the whole set. Okay, it's Ingrid this time. Different matchup. I'm not playing against a grappler this time. Honestly, like, I kept getting mad at this geef for landing the stupidest SPDs, but a lot of that kind of was my fault in the end. Okay. Okay, right there. I could have easily used my stand heavy kick there. I don't think she. Is there a faster way to read? Okay, there. Yeah, I could have used my stand heavy kick or my quarter circle forward light kick because she would not have been able to, because she did not try to cover anything with a projectile. Actually, I was still somewhat in my end lag from the stock, but okay, I guess that would be kind of somewhat tricky, but not really that tricky. Yeah, I could have just done that. Not hard. Ingrid Teleport has been the bane of my existence for some reason, despite being like 43 frames for the version that comes from above and 33 for the version that comes from in front. I'm still just getting hit by this, even though it's very easy to just quarter circle forward light kick or what am I trying to say here? Just stand heavy kick. Stand heavy kick also. Ingrid stand heavy kick also beats it. But the safer option to go for is probably just 236 light kick. I don't know how else to type it in like the document. I know sometimes people don't like seeing numpad notation the minute they enter a stream, but I don't really know what else to type. Core circle forward light kick, I guess, but I don't know. Anyways, oh, we're still in player control. Anyways, so okay. Before anyone says anything, about the fact that I mashed here, I know that Ingrids like to go for cheekier options out of this, like this they don't immediately go for their fastest button. I know that from experience. So sometimes I'll just mash my button to counter hit them, and it actually works a lot more than you may think. Okay, okay, even if she didn't use that, I think I wouldn't have gotten the anti-air anyways. Like, if I switch to player 2 control and just don't do anything. Who am I anti-airing? Who am I anti-airing? Okay. Looks like I just gotta watch the distance on Ingrid's jump a little better. Yeah. I'll just make a quick note of that. I think that's the best way I can put it here, because, like, I wouldn't have been able to anti-air even if she... Because, like, here's the thing. Even if she didn't use beam, like I just demonstrated, she still absolutely would not have gotten clipped by my stand heavy kick. Then if I go to this one... Like, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten... Like, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten hit if I used that, but I'm just gonna be pretty minus. Yeah, there's a certain distance I can't do that with, so yeah. Anyways, I get hit by that, and she does it again. Could I have 236L'd that one? I'm just gonna rewind a little bit. Okay, I am getting up from a knockdown, so it might be a little tricky to react here. Oh yeah, that's absolutely anti-airable. Yeah, once again, it's just a matter of me being too afraid to use my 236L. Like, I get that safe jumps do exist, but a lot of the time these aren't safe jumps. And if I accidentally do 236L safe jump, now I know what a safe jump. Now I know what their safe jump is. Okay. Yeah, okay, again, habit of canceling into my, medium beam. That's a bit of a problem. Actually, I'm gonna make a note of that. Even I don't think it kills me in this match specifically, but I know it does kill me later on. I'm just gonna type medium beam. Okay, good news is this Ingrid likes to autopilot her combos too. Bad news, I don't know how to punish that with more than, that. Yeah. Okay, I could have I had a punish counter, so I could have done something different. I had no meter, but I did have 2 Sunstocks, so I could have done... So if we just keep going back... Switch to player control... Okay, well... I'm just gonna... Yeah, that would have been a lot more damage. A lot more damage. And I think I could have gone to stock there as well, so, yeah, no, that was a... I not only get more corner carry, but I also get a stock, and the combo is about as easy. Okay. I do want to point out, Ingrid's stand heavy kick is -2 for the Ingrid who used it. So, I could have... So, using Crouch Medium Punch there wasn't a bad idea since that's frame 7. She would have had to use one of her fastest buttons to beat me, which wouldn't have gotten a lot of damage in general. But some... Actually, wait, I think at that spacing, my lights wouldn't have reached. Okay, let's see here. Okay, if we switch to player control. Yeah, Crouch Light Punch doesn't reach. Stand Light Punch doesn't reach. Okay, Standing Light Kick does reach, and considering... Honestly, Standing Light Kick might not have been the worst. The thing about Standing Light Kick, though, is I don't get a lot of reward off of it, is the thing. Like, I can't Gatling it into anything. Yeah, that was the only thing that would have reached, I think. However, if I said go for a 6-frame option and try to trade with her, for instance, so if we go to player control again... Yeah, see? I would have counter-hit her. Ingrid has to use her fastest buttons to trade with me here, and that would not have gotten her a lot of reward if she managed to... Honestly, I need to start using Stand Medium Punch against... Ingrid's Stand Medium Punch against Ingrid's... Against other Ingrid's Stand Heavy Kick more. Yeah, and the other thing is that Ingrid is -2, so she really shouldn't be pressing there at all. So many Ingrids online just love to act like their Stand Heavy Kick is plus for some reason. It's not plus. I don't know why they think that. Yeah, I know in that instance I autopiloted into a combo, but I could have like done something like back teleport to maybe get out of it if she blocked, or just something else. Maybe I could have used my EX 236. Maybe I could have used 236 EX kick because it to make it safe if she does end up blocking it. I don't know. Point is, there's a lot more I could do than just mash my 7 frame option that I have to take a guess in order to, yeah, there's a lot more I could be doing. Anyways, end player control. Coming from Strive, Guilty Gear Strive, I love replay takeover as a feature. Okay, again, autopiloting into medium beam for some reason. Okay, I see so many Ingrids doing that, where they try to cover their a teleport use with a fireball. I'm 99% sure you can just anti-air that. Wait, was that true block string? Hang on. Okay, if we go frame by frame. Oh, hang on, that is a true block string. I'm -2 here. I'm -2 here. She got a true block string. Hold up. That said, if it is a true block string, I should still be trying to 236L it, because if it is a true block string, it just won't come out. Like, let's do player takeover here. Yeah, I held forward that whole time. I still blocked it because it was a true block string. So, yeah. Honestly, just try to 236L it every time, even if they get it. Because, like, if there's even one frame of leniency, it's still air invuln, I think. Air invulnerable, so... yeah. Okay. What am I doing? Actually, what am I doing? Don't jump on wake up! Don't jump on wake up! Seriously, like, this kind of thing only works against grappler mix-ups. There's no reason to do this against any other character as far as I know. What am I... I'm actually speechless. I am actually speechless. What am I doing? Okay, don't jump on wake up. For some reason I still get the combo there because this Ingrid is apparently not blocking. Okay, she's -2 there and decides to go for a projectile afterwards. I could have done so much to her there. Yeah. Ingrid's stand heavy kick is not plus on block, despite what the Ingrids online think. Press a 6 frame button or less to deal with that. Okay, what happened here? I actually don't know. Okay. Okay, so she jumps, and I decide to go for crouch heavy punch for some reason. Okay, I'm just gonna rewind this whole section and watch it even slower. Because at a certain point, like, I don't know what happened. Okay, so, stand heavy kick, into projectile. I tried to go for crouch heavy punch, and I'm out of range. I'm just gonna make a note. Oh, miss space. Normal. That's, like, I know it only happened once, but that's not the kind of thing I should be doing at all. Okay, and then she jumps on us, and I decide to use a crouch heavy punch for some stupid reason. Yeah, she was in the air for a while there. I should have been able to react. Actually, that's a rather tricky anti-air from that distance. I should have just backed off and given her space, in all honesty. Or I could have walked forward. However, that's kind of a tiny walk forward to do in the moment, and I might not recognize I have to do that. If I anti-aired there and I missed, I would have forgiven myself, but since I do a crouch heavy punch, yeah, no, don't do that. What am I doing? Alright, I'm gonna go back to 0.8 speed. Goes for that. Oh, okay, cheeky DI. That's something that killed me so much. Oh. Switch to player control here. I can absolutely... Yeah, I can absolutely DI back here. Okay, well, I misspaced that, but I think I could have killed there. Yeah, I think I literally could have killed here. Okay, yeah, I absolutely could have killed. Yeah, I could have killed. I would have won the round right then and there. Okay, I'm gonna forgive myself for not recognizing a kill opportunity because it took me several tries to figure out a combo that did kill. What I'm not gonna forgive myself against is getting hit by the DI in the first place. I'm a diamond ranked player now. I should not be doing this. Okay, she decides to jump on wake up. Did I have enough time to try an anti-air there? She does another DI, by the way, and I get hit by it again, but we already noted that, so I'm not going to note it again. Okay, can this thing rewind any faster? Okay, so if we go to player control... Okay. So I need to move really quick about it, but I can anti-air there. Yeah, no, I can absolutely anti-air there. I just need to be a lot quicker about it. Okay, and then I get hit by another DI. Same points apply as before. I don't die here, but... Okay, I could have mashed my fastest button there. I think I was in range that time. Again, autopiloting into the medium beam, straight... Oh, okay. See, I think I'm just getting desperate here. It's like if we... Okay, so I use, EX beam, and I use it again, but that time she teleports and hits me. I think that one's just a case of, don't panic. I think that one's just a case of don't panic at low health. Like, I think that's the main thing that can... Wow, how many notes did I take on that one round? I just realized. Apparently I did a lot wrong. Okay, I start with a projectile. We both do. I go for a stock. That time I'm ready for the teleport. Okay. I do a meaty crouched medium punch, which if I land on even one of its later active frames, it chains into itself pretty reliably. So I had a feeling I could try that. In worst case scenario, I'm -4. Okay, I think that time it was okay for me to try and canceling into beam. Okay, so that is reactable. However, it can be a bit of a tricky reaction. Alright. But yeah, I send out my projectile, try to follow behind it. She literally glows yellow. That is the kind of thing I can and should be able to at least try to react to. And now I'm in the corner. Okay. I'm just gonna note. By the way, like, I'm not going to try and implement every single note I write down here at once. Like, what I like to do after I look over my replays is look over what the most important stuff to remember is, the stuff that's most broadly applicable, or the stuff that gets me killed the most often. And then I'll go from there, and then after I get those taken care of, I'll go from there. So, like, yes, I'm writing down a lot here. That doesn't mean I'm going to be doing a lot right when I start. Like, obviously, some stuff's easy to remember. Stop jumping on wake up is something that, yeah, don't ever do. Miss space normal, again, something that I should not ever be doing, but it's also easy to remember to try to do better. Getting hit by DI in the corner, yeah, I don't have... Like, some stuff's easy to remember, but some of the more specific tips I may not worry about immediately as much as some of the more broadly applicable stuff. Okay, so I'm in the corner. Okay, so she hits me with a... So she hits me with a projectile and then jumps. There is no excuse here. I absolutely should have anti-aired. Okay, I don't think back heavy punch specifically would have worked, but I could have easily just done that. This. It's not a hard reaction. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's just that matter of, and I get DI'd again. Fantastic. Oh wait, I shouldn't have done that because that was just gonna burn me out, but I could have done something like that. Okay, wait, no, not that specifically. Yeah, that would have been a lot of damage, and my drive gauge would have been mostly fine. Alternatively, I didn't have level 2 ready, so I could have just done that. And that would have been a lot of damage. Would have done a lot of damage to their drive gauge, and also would have restored mine by quite a bit as well. Yeah, no, I'm not going to note it down again because we've already got a lot of notes. We've already got a note about DI, and I have a feeling I'm going to note it down a lot more anyway. Did I accidentally give a like? I did. Oh, okay, whatever. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of notes about DI because I feel like that was something I did a lot. Okay, once again, suboptimal combo, but I think this just kills anyways because this is Ingrid. I think this might just kill anyways. That's the stupid part. Oh no, it doesn't kill. Okay, that absolutely could have killed. So if we rewind... If we rewind and then player control... Yeah, that overkills in comparison to whatever the heck I did. Yeah, no. Absolutely could have killed. We're just gonna move forward now. Alright, she's at a sliver of health now, so... Yeah, again, Ingrid's online think that their stand heavy kick is plus. It's not plus. I don't know why they think that. Where did they get that idea? Okay, There is one frame in there. Just one frame. That said, it is one frame. It's not frame perfect timing because you can buffer inputs, but that's still... I'm not gonna get too mad at myself for that one, but yeah, no. Oh, wait, I ended the replay. Okay. We go to round 3. It was start of round 3, so it's not too hard to get back to where we were. Okay, round 3, play from beginning. Wait, no, that's still round 1. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're back to where we were. I decided to jump for some reason. Why would I be jumping on Wake Up here? Like, genuinely. Okay, so I'm on Wake Up situation here. Yeah, the thing is, Ingrid's like to try and, combo there. Ingrid's love to try and... Yeah, Ingrid's love to try and, immediately cancel into beam. You can interrupt that, by the way. Ingrid doesn't get to do that for free. You can use your light punch in order to just knock her out of it. It's not much damage, but it's also the fastest thing that I know works. You could also use your anti-air, but that's a little more risky if she decides to not go for it. Anyways, I jump and it for some reason works again. I use stand heavy kick again for some reason. Let's see here. Yeah, she jumps. Instead of whatever I ended up doing, I could have done like a crosscut DP. No, I don't even need to crosscut is the thing. I could have just, yeah, I could have just done that. Yeah, I'm trying to do it as late as possible, and she doesn't come over me. The only reason we switch sides is because I decided to do my, stand heavy punch for some reason. Okay. Okay, and I use, crouch medium punch there to interrupt, which isn't the best option because we trade and I take more damage because of it. Okay, so if we go back here, I try to send a projectile out. That's not hard. I'm just too afraid to use my, I'm too afraid to use my anti-air for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, I get hit here. I decide to DP on Wake Up. Actually, that might have been a reaction. I don't think it was. I think I was just pressing it for some reason, but... Okay, I send a projectile. Who am I hitting with that stand heavy kick? Who am I hitting with that? Genuinely. Who am I hitting with that stand heavy kick? Well that was stupid. Anyways. Oh yeah, we already made a note about learning what distances I can and can't anti-air. I'm not gonna beat the dead horse. But like... Okay, that's -3? That's why I lost this game. I lost this game because I did that. You are so minus after Ingrid level 3 is the thing. And I decide to go for a really stupid option instead. Like if we I keep accidentally hitting the Y button. Ah, yes, that happened again. Oh, there we go. So if we switch to player control and I block here. Yeah, that would have been the round. I would have won. I would have won. No, not with that. I would have won. My own stupidity astounds me sometimes. I mean, seriously. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're both trying to zone each other, but she decides to go for beam, and I... Okay. It cuts off a little bit. I'll just make a new, Anyways, Ingrid level 1 is a terrible wake-up option. Okay, before we move on to the other replays, I just wanna... Before we move on to the other replays of the set, I actually want to demonstrate just how awful of a wake-up option this is. Because it loses to... It loses to so much, and, like here, let me just get my colors selected. Okay, just turn off block all. Wake up reversal, super art 1. Alright. I want to show you all just how bad a wake up option this is. So if I sweep her... Okay, well, I screwed that up. Okay, I screwed that up again. Like, I need to use it right as she's... So I had enough time to go for to get a full stock and still get a huge punish. That's almost 7,000 damage from that. This move, like, here, I'm not going to use anything this time. I'm just going to let you all see how minus this is. It caps out. The display actually caps out because it's so stupidly minus. 99 frames. What the actual heck? This move is... Yeah, so many characters get the ridiculously huge punishes from this. I think JP gets to the portals. I think Zangief gets to use the air drop kick for a punish. Yeah, don't ever use this move on Wake Up. Don't ever use this move on Wake Up, people. That's the thing. It's not worth the risk. Use EX counter or something. Mash your lights. Just block. Don't ever use level 1. Oh, it's not showing all my replays. Return to mode select. Okay. With my mini rant over, let's just go back to the replays and see how I'm gonna watch through the whole set because I started watching part of it already. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna make a new hang on. Don't go yet. There we go. Okay. Got a new notes sheet started. Let's start this thing over. Okay, jump beam. I decided to do the same because it's funny. Except I deal more damage for some reason. Crouch medium punch, beam. Again, it's not the worst string to go for in this situation, so long as I don't overuse it. Because the thing is, if I get too predictable with this, I'm just gonna take control of player 2. Wait. Oh crap! It uses modern controls. What macro do they have set for DI again? There we go. Okay. Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, I was taking control of them because I was trying to just prove that you could DI that, and I have been DI'd for doing that way too much, is the thing. But then they were on modern controls and had their DI macro set to something different, and I just had to fumble around until I found it. Okay. I don't have any issues with modern controls, by the way, is the thing. Like, I'm probably gonna get executed for saying that, but... Oh! It just happened, actually. The thing is, though, I think, like, it says counter hit, so I think I just pressed the wrong button to react to it for some reason. Yeah, that's big damage. Neither of us have stocks right now. Okay. I could have mashed after that. For some reason, I didn't. Okay. Okay. Okay, Why am I getting DI'd there? Why am I actually getting DI'd there? That is so stupid. Why? Why am I so stupid? Okay, and then she tries to go for, beam, but she has no stocks, so this is the end of her combo. She does, like, no damage from trying that. Okay, something I want to bring up. Ingrid needs 2 stocks in order to, you know what, the round's almost over. I'll show you after that. I'll show you after what I'm talking about here. I get DI'd again. And then, yep, okay. Alright, that was the first round of the second game. Gotta remember that. If we go back into training mode for a second. So I mentioned how you can interrupt Ingrid's forward heavy punch cancel into beam if you're using a fast enough button. But the thing is, this is actually not safe for Ingrid to do. So... Oh, I need to set her to block first. Oh, right. Get rid of that. Okay. So on block, this is -4. So you could just mash your fastest button afterwards and get a guaranteed punish regardless. However, if you're dealing with an Ingrid who has no clue what frame data is, and they try and go for this, you're -6 here, so if we set their block reverse, so if we set this up as a recording for the other Ingrid. And then... Oh, I have it set to repeat. Like, the thing is, if you're playing with an Ingrid who has no idea what frame data is, and they decide to keep going for this despite not having the stocks for it, just wait for them to use the beam and then get a punish counter and do 2k damage. And, that's not even the... I could go for a critical art here for a lot of damage. That's not even an optimal combo. Like, if I had more stocks, for instance, like so... This is really not optimal, but even that just gets like 5k, I think. Yeah, the only way Ingrid can make a forward heavy punch into beam safe is by, expending 2 stocks on the EX version. Wait, what? Oh, I don't have any stocks. Yeah, and she's -1. And Ingrid is +1 there. So she doesn't even get a true strike throw mix. You can just mash your fastest button, and the only way she beats is by mashing her fastest button, which won't get her a lot of reward at all. Yeah. Don't let Ingrid players get... I might just do a matchup guide at this point. I'm learning so much about the Ingrid matchup by both playing her and playing against so many of her. But anyways, back to the replays. Okay. We're on round 2. Okay, round 2. Here we go. Okay, I get some stocks. Okay, again, I was ready for the teleport that time. Okay, that said, she did have the stocks for it that time, so I was perfectly fine in trying to interrupt. I just had a better option for trying to interrupt. Yeah, we both took approximately the same amount of damage there. Wait, she didn't even use EX beam. So I could have just waited for her to use it and then punished her for it. That was... Oh my gosh. Once again, anti-air. Okay, I'll give myself... Okay, I'll be patient with myself. That was... Took me a sec to figure out the anti-air timing. Had to delay it more than I thought I did. But... Yeah, no, this is super consistent. I say it's super consistent right before I fail it. I just failed it again right as I'm talking about... Oh, forget it. Point is, I could have anti-aired this, but I decided to press my lights after because she, I had a feeling she'd mash a button she wouldn't be able to. Okay, we can see that I did try to anti-air this, right? Like, right before I got hit, I tried to use my stand heavy kick. Switch to player control, though. Yeah, no. I should have just done 236 light kick. I have a feeling I'm going to be saying that a lot, aren't I? And, okay, I'm in the corner again, and she throws me. I could have anti-aired that. I feel like I just need to stop mentioning it at this point. Okay, so punch-punish combos. Yes, she did get hit by my follow-up hits, but that's just because she didn't know what she was doing. So if we switch to player control, I actually labbed this out recently. Oh wait, hold up, I messed that up. Nope. I keep messing it up. There we go. Wait, that wasn't punish counter. And that's like good chunk of damage for that. Yeah, I labbed this out in training mode because there's this one Bison player who was not spacing their scissor kicks, but I just wasn't punishing it because I didn't know the combo. So I labbed out the combo immediately afterwards. But yeah, no, against Bison, space scissor kicks is safe, but this one Bison I was playing wasn't spacing, so I just kept getting punch counter and just not following up with literally anything. Anyways, we're gonna end player control now. Yeah, they get hit by my follow-ups for some reason. Not to beat a dead horse, but I think I could have anti-aired there. Oh no, I couldn't have. Wait, could I have? Like, if I walked forward, I guess. Actually, no, I could have just done that from crouch block, for instance. Yeah, no excuses. I should have anti-aired. Instead, I get hit by the beam. I keep interrupting with the wrong button, is the thing. Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep doing this, man? Okay. It's actually a safe jab if I do that, by the way. They kept going for the, EX spinning thingy into level 3, but level 3 comes out so slowly that I could actually just press my crouch light and still be safe if she went for that. And then I just... Oh, okay. I wasted my level 3 here, and I think I even said that I did on stream. But, like, even if I decide that... I could have just gone for teleport for... Teleport. Dash forward, 236 light kick. There were so many things I could have done that were... There were so many things I could have done. Like, I could have done jump heavy punch if I wanted, if I felt like being annoying. I could have done jump beam. I could have done the medium spin kicks. I could have done heavy spin kicks. I could have done EX spin kicks. I could have done a projectile. Oh, okay, I couldn't have done that projectile. Okay, I couldn't have done projectile, but there's a lot I could have done. It's the point I'm trying to make here. Like, I could have done forward heavy punch. I could have done normal heavy punch. I could have done sweep. I could have done stand heavy kick. I could have done stand medium kick. I could have done crouch medium kick. I couldn't have done jab. Okay. It's probably time to stop being a dead horse. Point here is that, like... I fumbled that. I wasted all my super meter for some stupid reason. Anyways, I did win though. I did take the round, but I'm going into the second one with no meter, which I very much could have used. Okay, that was a true block string. Looking at the frame meter here. That time I do interrupt with the right button. She tries to jump, but my projectile catches it. Okay, game. Yeah, she is plus there. She could have absolutely gone for a throw loop like that. Not throw loop, just throw, because Ingrid doesn't actually have free throw loops like that. But yeah, I get thrown here. Wait, sorry, I got distracted. Let's rewind a little bit. Okay, so I jump. She doesn't anti-air. She absolutely could have anti-aired me. She goes for heavy projectile, which I'm able to just slide under with my... I don't want to talk about it. Okay, to be fair, I think this is one of those spontaneous punishes where I wasn't thinking I was gonna punish anything. So... I think I might have been able to just barely anti-air there. Okay, I know it looks like she lands before she gets hit, but if it says punish counter, so then I'm fine. Except I'm not. Okay, I'll give myself credit. I'll give myself a little credit there. That does not look like something I can anti-air. So I won't hold it against myself for that one. It does not look like something I'd be able to anti-air at that point. But still, worth mentioning. Okay, I gotta stop going for these EX beams in neutral, man. You know, I think I will. Okay, the thing is, like, there are uses for using EX Beam in neutral, right? Because against certain zoners, for instance, it just beats all their projectiles. Sometimes it can catch an opponent walking towards you and get you in for free from literally full screen. But that's the thing, it needs to be used intelligently. Not willy-nilly like I'm using it. Okay, continue. And right as I use that, I use it and it hits. Okay, seriously, I gotta stop this habit of, that's how I won. She jumped. Okay. Okay. I know what it looks like. Like, you can see from the other, you can see from the rest of the match that I'm not just going for throws at every possible opportunity. I think this is literally the first time I threw this entire game. Well, threw as in, like, used throw, but... I wasn't even trying to throw them. That's the funny part. I thought they were gonna go for a throw, and I was gonna tech it. And then they just, And then they just get hit by the throw. I don't like that that's how I won. I actually don't like that that's how I won that. I was trying to tech a throw there. You know what? Whatever works, man. Whatever works. Okay, that time they didn't even get a single round off me, so... Honestly, I don't even know if it's worth going over, because it looks like I did pretty well from this point on. Yeah, no, there are other matches there are other games I want to get to more, so we're just gonna... I'll keep going with this notepad. I have a different note for every... I'm gonna have a different note for every game I play. Oh, this my player. Okay. I did take a game off of them, so it wasn't completely hopeless for me. Let's just see how this starts. Right, that reaches from round start. Okay. Oh, no, it doesn't reach from round start. She just walks forward and does that. Actually, not a bad option to be H projectile at round start. I should honestly just not be using H projectile on round start anyways. Like, light projectile works about as well, and if she does the same thing, then she gets hit and I just get a free stock out of it. Yeah, honestly, okay. There we go. I probably could have cross-cut there. So, like, if we switch to player control. Oh, wait. I took control of the my player. Okay, that looks like something you can cross-cut is the thing. There we go. I cross-cut. But honestly, that's just a really tricky angle, though. That's the thing. Wait, could I have just back heavy punched? I could have just back heavy punched. Didn't need to worry about cross-cut because this will just cover it. Like, the projectile just goes so high. She's plus 24 there, so just go for one stock. Oh, I just autopiloted into the string again. Okay, but yeah, I didn't even need to worry about cross-cut as the thing. I could have just back heavy punched. Okay. I'm not gonna get mad at myself too much here again, because like that. Some of those distances can be tricky to figure out if it's gonna cross up or not. Like from here, I'm still a pretty new player. I'm still not that experienced with the game, so I'm just kind of playing. So I'm not as familiar with jump distances as I'd hope to be. But like at this distance, I can back heavy punch and. Okay, I get a punish counter there, but I feel like I could have gotten a lot more off of that. Let's rewind, actually. Okay. So she autopilots into that, target combo, which is, pretty minus, if I remember correctly. I respond by hitting her immediately after she's, I'm just gonna take player control so I can see just how minus this is. Minus 11, okay, so... And I could have gotten 2 stocks out of that. Alternatively, I could have done that into that. Oh no, that drains my drive gauge. Hold up. I said I could have also done that to get some good damage. Okay. Oops. Okay, yeah, no. That was not a great punish on my part, but I at least got a stock out of it. Oh! I forgot she DI'd there. Okay, probably shouldn't have gone for another stock. Yeah, because like they're plus 10 or more after even 1 stock gain, and while the distance may protect you for that first one, no, not for the second one. Okay. Okay, and I get thrown there. Okay, so she gotta jump in. I could have anti-aired. Yeah, even after I whiffed that button, I could have still anti-aired. Because, like, if it's too late for me to try anti-airing here's the thing, if it's too late for me to anti-air at that point, then I'm getting punish countered. So I might as well just try to anti-air. Okay, end player control. Okay, goes for that target string. And for some reason does EX DP to follow up on the string. Tech the through. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm just kind of disappointed in myself. How many times have I gotten hit by that? Genuinely, it's bad. I took the throw again because I have a feeling they were going to go for that first. Another missed anti-air. Another missed anti-air. And another missed anti-air. I did try and back heavy punch, you can see with my input log, but yeah, no, that was bad. That was bad. Actually, let's go back to that round, because sometimes, like, if they're jumping at you in the corner like that, it can actually be really weird to try and anti-air. Like, I used to play Chun-Li, is the thing, and I know that her Tencho kicks would sometimes whiff if they jumped at you in that specific way. But with her, I could just use my stand medium kick. So if we switch to player control here, I can do that. I can't do that. If I react fast enough, I can do that. Oh yeah, I can actually react surprisingly late on that. Hang on. Yeah, and just like that, I'm out of the corner. And dealt a pretty sizable amount of damage. Yeah, no. Back heavy punch still can work there is the thing. Anyways, on to the next round, because we spent enough time on that one. And jumps, because I was not reacting to those jumps either. Round start, she tries to jump in, and I use my heavy projectile. See, that's why I use it sometimes, because it's good at controlling space if the opponent's not expecting. If my opponent's not explicitly trying to punish it, it's very rare that they manage to hit me out of that. Counter hit them on Wake Up with my, Okay. So I don't know if that was the best decision, actually. Yeah, I do get in and they're cornered, but at the same time, I don't have any stocks now, which means that my threat is severely diminished. It may have actually been the smarter choice for me to just hang back and get stocks, because that meant because they'd still be pushed pretty far back, and if I got a stock or two, and then started trying to approach, they'd feel a lot more pressure to do something, which means that I'd be able to exploit it a bit better. Okay, another counter hit. Okay, they jumped out of the corner. I want to look at my inputs here. What was I doing? Okay, I think what I was trying to do was bait a DP, even though they hadn't done that all game. And also, like, shimmy them, even though I hadn't thrown all game. I haven't given them a reason to try and avoid DP or throw there. That's the thing. So I knock him down, and I could have done something like this. Sorry, my crouch cut timings are still a little difficult. See, there we go. Okay, I messed up. Okay, my crosscuts are still a little difficult. They're not great. I could go for a throw there or something. Yeah, okay, okay. There's a lot I could have done there. Instead, I just let them out of the corner for free, and they get a hit on me. And they go for... Okay, I tried to go for, Okay. As we saw, I tried to go for back heavy punch there, but I was a little too slow. The thing is, I was still in recovery from trying to, like, do a crouch medium punch there, so I should have absolutely just done my, light punch. My light kick, I mean. Yeah, core circle forward light kick. That absolutely should have still been my, choice of... Okay. Okay, and then she goes for that string into, This my player is being pretty meter inefficient right now. At this point, I feel like I'm getting a little panicked. Then they go for a DI on my wake up, which is absolutely something I can do something about. Like if we rewind a ways to my knockdown. See, there we go. And, like, I have no stocks, but that still would have killed. So, we're just... Okay. Okay, anti-air, anti-air, and that's how I lost. feel like I just need to practice defense in the corner more than anything, because I'm just not reacting to pretty much anything is the problem. Okay, let's watch this one next. We're hour and a half in. Let's keep going. I think I did win this game, but I think it's still worth watching since I lost the set overall. Okay, there we go. Okay. I should not have gone for that. I'm lucky I didn't get punished, but... So, like, I'm player 2 in this scenario. Okay, so I go for my stocks. Yeah, no, I should have just gone for one stock and then continue playing from there. I didn't get punished somehow, but okay, anti-air. She goes for that string again. I mistimed that. I don't even know why I was going for that anyways. So I'm in burnout now. I could have ended it right there if I reacted faster, but she recovers quickly, and then she gets me into burnout. And then she drops her combo. Okay. Okay, there's... I didn't need to cut it that close, but at least I still got the round. Might go back to that. That was a little weird, but I'm just gonna move on. Okay, again, might have been smarter for me to stay back and get stocks. And... You know, my corner game is just impeccable, you know? my corner offense is just impeccable. I mean, seriously. They couldn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, no, I did lose again. So... Alright. Okay, I could probably be... Okay, I think this is the only time I'm gonna say it. I could probably be pressing a few more buttons here. Because if we rewind... Okay, first of all... Okay, I tried to anti-air there, and I was actually pretty close to getting it out. Because, like, if we look at it, back heavy punch, 14 frames, and it got 12 frames along before it got interrupted. I'll forgive myself for that one, for thinking I could do that. Okay, I'm -3 there, so I could have, like, pressed my... What did I press? I pressed crouch medium. I pressed crouch medium punch. Okay. I pressed crouch medium punch. I could have pressed my... I could have pressed my... light punch. Why can't I come up with that word? Could have pressed my light punch, and also I'm 3 frames late on that. Yeah, no. She was mashing on minus frames, and I just got hit by it for some reason. Does not do anything with that, though. I'm -3 again, but that time I was further away, so I'd go for crouch medium punch again. Trades with her crouch medium kick. I decided to go for crouch heavy punch into beam. I really need to stop autopiloting into... Okay, look, here's the thing. Crouch heavy punch is, like, Ingrid has moves that are actually pretty good for her on block. Like, she doesn't have any plus on block normals, but a lot of her stuff is -1. Her light punch, her standing light punch, -1. I think the crouching one is 2, but it might be -2 as well, I'm not sure. Stand heavy punch, not stand heavy punch, stand medium punch, even on block, crouch medium punch, -1 on block, crouch heavy punch, -1. Ingrid just has a lot of moves that are pretty nice for her on block, and I'm just trading -1 for -4 for the chance at a knockdown in the stock. Like, I really need to stop doing that as a thing. Okay, I could have DI'd back there. I should have at least tried, but here's the thing. I thought I was going to get hit by that DI, so I wasn't even trying, but I might as well try to DI back, you know? And I've got the meter for it. I'm almost at 5 bars. And I just walk myself into a corner, I get counter hit. I think here I start trying to wait for a jump, but... Okay, she's jumping a lot. I should have kept my offense a little tighter, gone for like faster buttons and such. Okay, I walk away from the EX fan. There we go. Excuse me. What was that, confirm? I think I could have killed there. So let's switch to player control really quick. Okay, so I could have used the medium version, not for extra damage, but just to propel myself forward a little bit. Okay, I couldn't use beam again. Yeah, there's not enough time for me to use beam again. Okay, I didn't actually know that you could use medium there to move further. Okay, okay. I'm not gonna fault myself in the moment for this because I didn't even realize that was something I could do, but at the same time, like, it's something to remember for next time. And I took the round anyways because this Mai is a masher. She wins the next two though because I'm bad. Okay, uses that heavy punch again. Okay, I go for my heavy punch. No, not heavy. Yeah, I go for heavy punch and it gets counter hits. It almost got its startup though. There were only 3 frames to go, so she just mashed out of her block stun from the wait, was it the projectile that hit her and put her in block? Yeah, it was the projectile. So I use a projectile and then go for my... She just mashed out block stun. That's... and it just worked in this situation since I went for a slower button. Let's go back a little bit. How far away did I start trying to use the... From about this far. I think I could have hit it from just the... I think I could have hit it... I think I could have been just a little further away, potentially. Yeah, that was a true block string. If I wanted to frame trap, though... Okay, probably shouldn't be trying to frame trap there, but... Yeah, if I, let's say I did frame trap, if I managed to get the timing down. Okay, that doesn't even work. But yeah, no, yeah, I absolutely could have used it from further away or not delayed it as much to stop that from happening. Okay, just... I'm just gonna put more consistent on block pressure after projectile, because that's something I absolutely need from the looks of this. What does end up happening is I get counter hit, I counter hit too. She goes for that. I decide to press a button that I'm out of range of. I go for a sweep for some reason to Burr Whiff Punish. Oh wait, hold up, right, I took control of the wrong player again. Okay, I can see why I went for sweep there. I can see why I went for sweep there, because they can be tricked to react with, Actually, no, I'm actually fine. Never mind. And then I could have gone a couple stocks, but I'm low on my drive gauge after that. That does not work. Oh yeah, I could have done that though. Yeah, no, that was a bad punish on my part. In the meantime though, we're just gonna focus on what did happen. Okay. So that did work. Stay with me though. I should have gone for 236 light kick. Yeah, no. Again, not gonna put that in notes because it's already there. She does that again. This time I don't punish. It's on block this time. So it's not a whiff punish this time, since it's on block. That's -3 actually. I did not realize that was -3. I thought that was punishable for some reason. In any case, it still absolutely should have been my turn. I just go for crouch heavy punch for some reason. I think crouch medium punch would have been a better choice. I sweep. Why am I... What am I doing, exactly? Okay, she's not even moving, she's just trying to wait for me to get in range and then throw out an option. I decide to do that to stop that. Okay, so here's the thing. I thought I had level 3 here for some reason. I did not. So, let's just, rewind a bit. Switch to player control. There's probably something I could have done. Let's see. Maybe EX spinny thingies into... Okay, that almost kills. Maybe if I go for another... Wait, I have another beam, I just realized. So maybe I could have Drive Rush? Okay, I'm gonna forgive myself because it's taking me a while to find a combo that would have killed, but... Okay, there. See? That would have just killed on its own. Okay, I'll forgive myself in the moment because it took me a while to find the combo that did kill. But, yeah, no, I could have killed. And then I go for a DI for some reason, which gets beaten out by the drive reversal. Okay, there I actually did try to do a back heavy punch. That's the thing. I actually did go for a back heavy punch there. That's what it was supposed to look like. But then I accidentally do quarter circle forward, quarter circle back as I'm going from my, I accidentally do quarter circle back as I'm trying to go to that option. And I instead get that. But, like, 236 Light would have just killed anyways, is the thing. I would have to delay it a slight bit, because otherwise it would just go... Okay, that's actually tricky. Hold up. Could have also air-to-aired, maybe. But no one really thinks about air-to-airing a lot. I'm not going to fault myself for not air-to-airing. Actually, hold up. I'm gonna end player control really quickly. So how many frames after I press... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if I actually got back Heavy Punch, I would have traded. I think, like, from the looks of it. If I got back Heavy Punch, I would have traded with her aerial. That's, yeah. Stupid. Anyways, she lands and gets her combo. Was that a true block string? Okay, so she gets her fan and then jumps in. There's a 1 frame gap. I'm not gonna get mad at myself for missing that anti-air. I will get mad at myself for missing the DI reaction again. Throw. Throw again. And then I mash for some reason. Okay. I think I just panicked at the end there. I think I just panicked, and that's why I decided to do a throw. Okay, yep. I go for stocks instead because I want those stocks, so I lose out on my damage a bit. Okay, so this kind of thing happened earlier too, where this Mai just sat and blocked and would just press a button whenever I entered her threat bubble. And I would just try to press a button and then... Okay, in situations like these, I need to try and like bait out an option. Like feint walking in, but then walk back out before I'm actually in her range, and then use a tool like a crouch heavy punch to whiff punish. And, like, this isn't a thing against this Mai. Like, there are going to be other playstyles where baiting and whiff punishing is the best option, too. And then I get thrown, and then I get thrown again, and that's the round. I DI'd though, so I kind of deserve it. I remember being pretty mad that I lost that. I'll be honest. I was pretty mad about losing that one. But, what can we do? What can we do except just, keep going? Because, yeah. Okay, there's one more replay that particularly annoyed me. It was this Terry player. He ended up one-and-dunning me too. This Alex player, also, I lost to. However, the Terry main was the one I was really annoyed at losing to. And I think from here on out, I just won every single one of my sets. Except against this Marisa, but that was just a matchup check. I did some looking into the matchup on my own. Look, I'm still a new player, okay? But yeah, this Terry one. I remember being so mad about losing to this Terry player. Just, why are we in training room? I distinctly remember the stage we played on. It was not training room. Okay, I use my Heat EX DPs. Okay, so here's the thing. I realized that my auto-canceling problem was an issue even here. So I use my Crouch Heavy Punch. Which leaves me +3, so I was gonna do something. So I was gonna. I decided to try pressing forward Heavy Punch for some reason, but this guy just DPs right there. So I feel like that interaction should have taught me to keep my offense tight against this guy. Let's see. Yeah, I think against players like that, like DI spammers, DP spammers, stuff like that, is that you need to keep your offense tight against them. And if you're plus, it's generally better to go for a true frame trap than not. Like, don't go for frame traps if they're using tools like that. Go for like true block strings, or if it's like in the case if they're DI spamming, maybe use like jabs to hedge against it. Okay, he's just. What was that I was saying about anti-airing? What am I doing, man? Alright. Okay, so that was not my best choice at that range, I'll be honest. Alright, so he does that. Okay, I should have just gone for a light projectile at that range. I'll make a note of that. Because the thing is, like, if they're close, they can do stuff like the crouch medium kick drive rush that this Terry did. Of course, he forgot his combo from the looks of it. Granted, I seem to as well. I seem to have forgotten my combo. I try and get a stock and he just flies in with Burn Knuckle. Throws me. Okay, that is 23 frame startup, so I could have anti-aired that is the thing. However, that's 3 frames to react with, and I'd basically have to do a perfect DP. I think, honestly, like, I'm not gonna fault myself for, like, blocking it, but trying to mash against it, though, that was not a good idea. Okay, when was I able to act here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It took 14 frames for his jump hitbox to hit me, so... like, I'm not saying I should have back heavy punch, that's kind of tight timing, but I absolutely should have just tried to anti-air him. So, like, if we go here, I'm player 2 again. If I was feeling really bold, I could do that. However, in these types of scenarios, it's probably better for me to just stick with what's easy to do, which is 2-6 leg kick. I didn't realize that you could still combo from a back heavy punch trade. Now, granted, could I potentially get a forward heavy punch there? No, I couldn't. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm kind of wasting my time though, so let's just get back to this. Yeah, no. I feel like a lot of time when I don't anti-air, it's less a matter of me not reacting and more a matter of just me being scared to thinking, oh, it's too late. If I anti-air now, they're just going to hit the ground first and block, and I'm just going to get hit. I think I'm just too scared to try and anti-air a lot of the time, and if I end up getting safe jumped, well, at least I know what that safe jump is for future reference. Anyways, he gets that air. How long does that take to come out? Okay, so he cancels into that. Okay, so 10 frames. There's a bit of a freeze frame there. Okay. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33. I had 33 frames to block high. And I think I would have gotten a lot off of blocking high too if we switch to player 2 control now. I'm -5 if I do that. Now the thing is, like, the issue is that the spacing is a little too high for the combo I did actually lab out. So I guess I can do that to knock him away. Okay. I'm not sure what input that is for Terry, actually. Hold up. I believe it's tied to Burn Knuckle? Like, 236L, maybe? No, that's his Fireball. 214L? There we go. Definitely. That's definitely what it is. Okay, and then he counter hits me because I try and mash out of that. And then he throws me. Okay, how minus was he there? It feels like he should not have been that. Oh, he's actually only -4. I try and counter poke with a crouch medium punch. It doesn't reach. He tries to use a crouch medium punch. Not crouch medium punch. Crouch medium kick, and I block it. I use crouch heavy punch and it whiffs. Crouch medium kick and I block it. I whiffed so many crouch heavy punches there. I need to note this because crouch heavy punch is the kind of move that can be easily whiff punished because it moves Ingrid forward. And then he decides to EXDP for some reason. I think I panicked. I panicked, but I absolutely could have... I don't know why I panicked there, but I absolutely could have ended the round. But if we look at my inputs, I decide to try and act like I'm going for a level 3 for some reason. Whereas if we start from this position again... No, hold up, that doesn't kill. That doesn't kill either. I might have to use super on this one. If I can... There we go. That's the round. Okay, but instead I don't end it, and, okay, to be fair, I was, mashing on minus frames, but still, like, I remember being so mad I lost like that, I'll be honest. I remember being so angry that that's how I lost the round. Okay, he's mashing down round start. Okay, I'm trying to use that to control space. I thought that would be a true combo, it wasn't, but it worked anyways. Okay, okay, I thought that would control space long enough for me to gain a stock, but he just jumps over it. Fair enough, I suppose. Like, if that's a habit of me, gaining stocks after that, then he, of course, should be trying to jump over it. I'm not even mad, man. Okay, he jumps... Let's see. I was out of... Okay, if we switch to player control here... Okay, I could gain a couple stocks, and then, okay. I should not be teleporting there. I'm just pressing random buttons to prove that, like... I could have anti-aired. Okay, and then I don't punish that properly because I think it's more minus than it actually is. I don't punish that properly because, I don't know why. Okay, he goes for a DI there. I try and, like, press back after that, but he just, then he goes for a throw after. Okay, to be fair, that's the first time he did that game. I dealt with a lot of opponents where that's kind of just their pattern to drive rush jab and then throw right afterwards. I dealt with a lot of opponents that were like that, but they didn't. But this Terry player hadn't done that all game. I'm not gonna... Okay, I decided to try and teleport there for some reason. Okay. I know that worked, but also I should not have mashed that. There were so many other invincible reversal options I could have done that would have worked a lot better. I decided to teleport again. Okay, make a note about that. Because here's the thing, teleport can actually be a surprisingly good tool for getting around an opponent's trying to, like, press buttons without thinking about it, or, like, zoners, for instance, if they're just pressing projectiles without thinking about it, it can be a good way to get in. But it needs to be used intelligently, that's the thing. If it's not used intelligently, it just doesn't work. Okay. I block that, and then use my EX beam to ensure that I get the win. Kind of a YOLO super from him, but at the same time, I did the same thing. And I'm just pressing my, and I'm just keep using projectiles because... Hang on. Who am I? Oh, okay. I tried to use the heavy projectile way too early before the other projectile had gone away, so I got forward heavy punch instead, which gave him the opportunity to jump in on me because there would have been only 3 frames after to input an anti-air. Well, actually, with the buffer, it's more, obviously, but point stands, I didn't have a ton of time to input the anti-air there. So I'll forgive myself, but also, like, I should at least try. Okay, he throws me. So many opponents just try to jump on my wake-up like that, and I, for some reason, just don't do anything about it. And then that happens again. I block low again. Okay. I should have gone for, okay, same point stands as in the my game, I gotta be more careful going for stocks. They're very often plus even on one stock game, and yes, they are far enough away to where that -10 isn't that bad, but it becomes bad when I try to, go for a second one, like what happens here. And then that happens. I need to, okay. As I said earlier, I cannot be using, what am I trying to say here? Level 1 super as a wake-up option. And then I throw there, even though I saw him jump. And he's got critical alert, so... I'm just gonna speed it up because I know what's happening. Yeah, okay. I remember being so mad I lost to this Terry player, I'll be honest. But yeah, no. Took some good notes there. Who else did I play against? There's another Terry player that I went up against that I lost to. Other than that, though, I think I won, like, a majority of my sets after this. Okay, we've got 50 minutes before it reaches 3 hours. I think I can, go for this tier. Because, like, I lost all my games against Terry here, so it may just be a matchup issue. Okay. Go for another one of the... Okay, go for a crouch heavy punch, and he just happens to beat it with his, Alright, he goes for a throw loop. Okay. At this point, you can tell that he's just going for a lot of throws. Okay, I should not have jumped there. Okay. This person's a lot more wild than the other Terry. I have a feeling he'd try and throw a fireball of some sort, so I do that. He EXDPs and burns himself out. Okay, so that's a sweep. Could I have punished that with my own sweep? Because, like, that's pretty long-ranged. But at the same time, like... I get pushed pretty far back after that. Okay, I could have punished with that. Okay, that's a counter hit, so I can't punish with that. Okay, that's not enough reach. I think I had to punish with sweep is the thing. Nothing else I had enough range there. He spaced his sweep out pretty well, but I also have a sweep. I could have done that. So, like, I could have done the sweep back. And then I could have done my super afterwards. I don't think it would have killed, but it would have put him pretty close. Okay, yeah. The thing is, Space Sweep sounds good in theory because you're minus, but it has a lot of range. But the thing is, everyone has a sweep, and there's very likely gonna be some way to punish it. So, yeah. It's still a Terry, but I think I'll get a new no cheat out. Alrighty then. Let's continue. Okay, he does regular DP. To be fair, I was just walking forward on his wake up is the thing. Like, he backtechs. At that point, I should have just, like, been a lot more careful about approaching, but whatever. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? What am I actually doing? Why? Why am I doing this? Okay, whatever. Time to eat a huge punish and lose the game because of it. Or he just whiffs. And then he goes for sweep after that. Okay, to be fair, it's kind of hard to know what your advantage is in that kind of situation, because that's not really supposed to happen at all. Like, if you get punished for doing a bad super art, you're supposed to, you know, get punished. Your opponent's super is not just to fly under you, and then you're still in the air and waiting to get hit. Like, how was I supposed to know what my frame advantage was there? So I just pressed something thinking that I'd be plus, and then I wasn't, and then I... Okay. That was just a weird scenario in general. Okay, I go for H projectile again, and he goes for the... Okay, again, punishing that with the wrong move. I, counter poke. Okay, I get hit by that, and get thrown again. And then he does that into throw again. Okay, counter hit him. Get some stocks. Okay. If I move back here, I gain a couple stocks. Okay, so Alright, I think in my head, I was like, okay, he's gonna throw a fireball, so I'm gonna teleport above him. And like, I was right, except I did that a little late, but then he tried to DI me, so I was just able to DI back. I have 3 stocks, so I probably could have done something. Okay, I'm gonna switch to player control really quick. And just like that, I did a lot more damage than whatever the heck whatever the heck I actually did in the game. This character's damage is absolutely ridiculous. Seriously. Yeah, I still did solid damage, but I could have done better. And also done a lot better with eliminating their drive gauge, regenerating my own drive gauge. Instead, I just mash on that for some reason. Okay. I just mash. Alright. We've got one more game to go through for this set, and then it's just that Alex player when it comes to the sets I lost. I did take a round here, though, but yeah, no, I ultimately lost this game too. Let's see here. Okay, round start, burn knuckle. The thing I've learned about Terry players is that they always start with some round start option. Also, he just goes for 2 throws there, and also gives me better positional advantage. Goes for sweep to catch me walking back, and just throws again. Like, here's the thing. I should have expected this guy to just be going for every throw he possibly could at that there, but I just... Because, like, he had not shimmied at all this entire set. I could have used that, I could have remembered that and just tried to tech the throw whenever I was sure he was going to go for one. Because, like, here's the thing. If he decided to jump, then I'd actually still be able to anti-air it. I, DI there for no reason. Okay, I had a feeling he'd fireball there, though. Like, that was... I said that on the stream. That, like, I actually... That was a completely intentional DI. I had a reason to do that one. Okay. Could I have killed there with 2 stocks? That's the question. Okay, we're gonna switch to player control. No, I don't think I could have killed. Wait, actually... Oh, yeah, I could have killed. Right. Oh, what?! Okay. Hang on a sec. I need to lap this out. Hold up. Give me a sec. Maybe I could have killed if I used a drive rush? No, hold up. This... okay. There we go. Okay, that kills. Okay, I won't hold it against past me here because I needed a while to lab out the combo that did kill. But still, like, it's just, I could have killed. I absolutely could have killed. Oh, I haven't been taking any notes, have I? I'll just have to reference the stream later. And remember to take them from here on out. I'm not gonna fault myself for what I did do, though, because that's still a decent bit of damage. Wait, I had level 2 there? Okay, that made things a lot easier, actually. Hold up. So, let's just, go back. Okay, actually, no, that makes things a lot harder. Again, I don't fault myself for not doing this like on Yeah, I think the route I had was probably the best one. Okay. Hold up. I'm spending more time labbing combos. Wait, I used the light version by accident. Oh, that was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. So I walk up, I do that. Round into level 2, use my medium spin kicks, and boom. Okay, that's actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. I would not have thought of that in the moment, though, I'll be honest. I guess this is why it pays to be cognizant of your super meter. Yeah. Okay, I should not have gone for a teleport there. I should have just anti-aired, but I got the win, so... okay. Okay, I'm just using my projectiles here. I could have DI'd back. Okay, I do that to get some stocks, even though that's a suboptimal punish. I decide to DI from a distance where it's not going to hit for some reason. And then he does that combo to put me in the corner. Okay. We're back to the jumping on wake up thing, huh? Seriously, just throw back. I know he's gonna throw. And that's the reason why I jumped, to just throw back. I tech the throw, we're both put in a pretty neutral position in terms of our positioning. Dude. How many times must I get punished by this? He goes for a super suboptimal punish just for an excuse to use power dunk. But yeah, I'm just gonna write it again just to make it clear. Don't use level 1. Oh, that's an exclamation mark. On wake up. Oh my gosh. How many times do I have to tell myself that? It's not good. See, I finally get the point, and I do that. I expect him to use the... I can't remember what that move's called. So I use my anti-air move. He's just spamming that against me. I use that to get out of the corner. Okay, again, that was... He drive impacts after he whiffs his sweep. I should have just punished the sweep. That's... It's not that hard. I should have just punished the sweep. Okay. We've got a half an hour left. I think I can look at the Alex replay. Because, like, the Marisa one is also a set I lost, but that's a matchup check that I've since looked into. Okay. Let's just get a new dock set up. Okay, then. Alex player. Okay. Round start jumps. I could have absolutely anti-aired that considering how much he delayed it. And look at that, I get 2 stocks for using 1. Instead, I take the I block the aerial. He presses a button on me. That's neutral. I go for my 7-frame option, he goes for a 6-frame option, but he's late by 1 frame, so we trade. And then I decide to go for crouch heavy punch for some stupid reason. Okay. I'm just gonna make a note of... Because, like, I think this happened in other matches too, and I for some reason just didn't write it down. But yeah, I gotta stop using that move in scramble situations, because I have been... Okay, he screws up. I think that's a punish, but it's not, but I end up counter-hitting him anyways. I get some stocks, he whiffs his command grab, and I do a suboptimal punish again. Okay, I cannot have killed. I only have 1 bar super. Okay, he's +3 there, so I should not be mashing. And I'm in burnout because of that. I decide to jump for some reason. He ends up hitting me. But he does a really bad burnout combo. Okay, there's the beam again. Yuding. I apparently cannot type. Okay, he's in Prowler stance, whiffs the lariat. I'd go for a crouch heavy punch, he goes for a DI, I don't react in time, and he hits me. Okay, he's in burnout, but he just keeps mashing his crouch medium punch. Yeah, might have been able to save that if I was a little more patient, but I was just anxious to get the match over. Again, I could have anti-aired. And instead I block another jump in. And I do end up getting him off me, but I decide to go for a second stock again. I think in most cases I should just only go for one stock at a time. Because all the times I've gone for 2, it just doesn't work out well for me. The only times like I should ever go... Okay, well I get counter hit there because... Lariat. Okay, Stomp. Okay, I should still try. Okay, here's the thing. I only blocked that because I thought that I was not going to be able to... I thought that I was just getting... I thought I wouldn't be able to block. I thought that was a true punish, but it wasn't, and I get hit. So yeah, he does that. I do another random teleport. He's in the corner. I should have been able to react to that DI. At a certain point, it's just my reactions at this point. Okay, that was punishable. I didn't know if that was punishable or not, so I just went for a safe option. I screw up my meaty. Okay, he's doing DI out of the corner pretty often, so I should have been able to do... And I get thrown and die. And he wins. Okay. Honestly, we've got time. I can watch the other match. He got diamond off of that, so good for him at least, but like... Doesn't make me any less annoyed that I lost, you know? Okay, I go for that round start. He's plus... Wait, I thought he was plus there. Oh no, he's -2. Okay, so that's... So I was completely fine to mash there. Never mind. Good on me. He goes for that, I guess, but doesn't get anything. Anti-air! I seriously just need to be ready to anti-air at any present moment. And react to DI. Okay. Okay, see, another reason why I shouldn't autopilot into medium beam. There's a gap in there. He jumped again. I could have Now, granted, that would have been tricky to back heavy punch, but never mind. It's not tricky to back heavy punch. I'm just bad. Alright. He presses DI again. And it works because I autopiloted into the string again. And he gets the command grab, and I lose the round. I think I do take round 2, but like... okay. Start with that again. Okay, so he whiffs his DI. Okay, he is minus there. I realize that now. He is -2 there. I absolutely should have been mashing on that. That is not a free throw mix-up. I'm not sure what button that is for Alex, though. That's the main issue. I don't know what button that is. Like... give me a minute. I just need to double check on my phone. Okay, choose another character. Alex. Okay. I realize what that shot looks like now, so I'm just gonna... Okay, that's his crouch heavy punch. Okay. Drive rush crouch heavy punch is not, in fact, a true follow-up. So we are just gonna... Yeah, I should have absolutely been mashing my light after that, because that is a fake. That is a super fake throw mix-up. Not real. I jump on wake up again for some reason. Stop jumping on wake up. I cannot type. Alright. Stop jumping on wake up. Can we stop getting hit by DIs like that? Oh my, what am I doing? I'm just not reacting to anything he's doing. Okay, he just does drive rush command grab because why not? To be fair, I was waiting for him to DI or jump, but I absolutely should have been able to still do something while that doing. I couldn't have killed there? Wait. No, I could not have killed. No way. And then he just do his Prowler stance in. I could have used a button to intercept that. Okay, and then he... Okay, to be fair, I didn't represent that option the entire game. I know that's cheap, but like, he was not expecting that from me. And I don't think I did that again is the thing. Okay, back heavy punch trades. I now know that I can get a follow-up even if it trades though, so... Okay, I go for stock. I stay back and get another stock. I go for the teleport for some reason. He jumps. I could have anti-aired, but, you know, I'm gonna stop mentioning that. Okay. I feel like I was already in the motion to do a projectile before he jumped, so I'm not gonna hold it against me. He just got a lucky jump. Oh my gosh, I could have killed. Remember all those times where I was getting mad at myself for trying to round to level 3 without having level 3? This is the opposite. I had level 3. I could have killed and won. Okay. So that's annoying. Instead, I don't win, and he DIs me again, and he DIs me a second time, and deals me a lot of damage. I ate 3 DIs in a row. Words cannot express how disappointed in myself I am right now. Holy... What the heck am I doing? Okay, Okay, so let's just, take some final notes on what I could be doing better just in general across all my matches. Reactions. It's absolutely reactions. Like, I was reacting to it enough in some of my matches to where it wasn't the biggest issue ever, but at the same time, like, I kept getting hit by those enough to where it's a problem. And like a lot of the issues there have just come from the fact that I'm doing something else and wasn't able to pivot in time. But at the same time, like, I could absolutely, it's something I need to work on, definitely. I think something else is overuse of crouch heavy punch. It's a good move. It got a decent amount of range, moves for forward, -1 on block. But I'm using it in a lot of situations where I should really be using a faster button. Yeah. Bad punishes. So the thing is, like, I know that you're not supposed to focus on combos as a new player, and I haven't been. I've been focusing on my game plan. But at certain points, I just need to be doing better. Like, I think as a sub-point to that, watch super meter. Because there were several times where I tried to round to level 3, realized I didn't have level 3, and then just didn't follow up. And then in that last game, there was a time where I actually had level 3, but didn't route into it because I kept getting burned for not having it in previous matches. At a certain point, like, it does, because there's a difference between not learning super advanced combos and having bad punishes. You can have good punishment while still not learning the craziest combos. I'm just not punishing things very well, am I? Okay, what are the other things? I think just know when I'm plus. Okay, that's a little misleading, but the thing about that is that, like, there were some times where even though it was a move I knew was very plus, like Zangief Headbutt, for instance, I was still mashing on that for some reason. Then Zangief did a Drive Rush Medium Punch, and I mashed on that. I was doing a lot of mashing when I realistically should not have been, so yeah, really not the best idea in general. Those are the main things I noticed. Obviously, there are a lot of specific tips. I took a lot of notes here on many different games. There was a lot of notes there. And then the Ingrid, and then just some matchup specific stuff like reacting to Ingrid teleport, stop jump, and then some generic stuff, stop jumping on wake up. And then I panicked at low health a couple of times, but I feel like that was something in general I was trying to phase out towards the end of my ranked session on a couple days ago. Yeah, no, there's a lot I can do better, and I'm going to go through all of these notes on my own. But for now, those were just the things I was the things I listed at the end were the things I was most interested in fixing. Yeah. That's my replay review for today. I literally just spent almost 3 hours watching myself play video games. Okay, that's not true. I did lab out combos whenever I knew I did a suboptimal punish. But yeah, thanks for watching me do this.